Hi, what's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast. If you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole lot of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do tonight. It helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Also, you can minimize that so you don't have to keep that up. I forgot to tell you beforehand. We're doing some fun stuff today. We're doing lots of fun stuff today. But before I can introduce you guys to my guests this week, got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations. It's that time of the year. It's nice and cold outside. So if you're a winter sports enthusiast or winter enthusiast, or you like winter activities at all, today's video sponsor, Alpine House 2, is the perfect getaway for something like that. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame with a log cabin interior located directly across the street from the Ski Brule Ski Resort in Iron River, Michigan. That's up in the UP. Surrounded by forests, lakes, rivers, more specifically Iron River, makes Alpine House 2 the destination for fishing, hunting, hiking, snowmobiling, and this time of year, of course, skiing and tubing and stuff like that. Alpine House 2 has been pretty consistently booked up over on Vrbo and Airbnb, but if you reach out to them over on their Instagram at Alpine House 2 and tell them that Darren, Rita, or Detox sent you, they will set you guys up with a vacation with some dates. So check out at ALPINEHAUS number 2 on Instagram to stay up to date with renovations, bookings, and more. One last time, that's out at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. Tell them that Rita Detox sent you, and they'll set you guys up with the vacation. Now, I did mention this is the 342nd episode of the show. We've been doing it for a while, and I got to be honest, there's been plenty of times where I had no idea what I was doing. Had I had our other video sponsor, Impulse Cameras from Oak Creek, in my back pocket, things would have gone quite a bit smoother. If Impulse Cameras is located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin's Drexel Square, and they have everything you could possibly need for your creative projects, whether it's cameras, lights, microphones, gimbals, or even just a space to record your own content. They have all that. They don't just have great gear; they also have great staff that will help you get gear that is best suited for your needs at prices that actually fit your budget. And if you're still not convinced, they offer super legit rental programs that allow you to get your hands on some gear before you decide to buy. And not to mention, they also have a monthly membership that offers extra discounts as well as access to an exclusive Discord and more. So check out at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com to see everything they've got going on there. One last time, that's at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com. Check them out. Tell them Darren, Rita, and Detox sent you, and they will get you guys set up with some gear. They're also linked down below, so shout out to them for sponsoring another episode of the show. Now, with all the church announcements out the way, I'm very excited to be kicking with my guest this week. We've got to give a wet Detox welcome to comedian V. Conrad. She's here.
Hi.
How are you?
That sounded very wet to me.
Is
Thank
it
you.
very wet? Good,
yeah.
good. It's
adequately moist.
Adequately moist, yeah. It would freeze if I set it outside now. It's
That's
so
true.
cold.
It's so cold.
And you're coming up from Chicago today to do this.
Yeah.
Is it colder there or colder here?
Well, it was morning when I left, so it was like the sun was out. Right now the sun is not out, so I want to say it's colder here, but that also could be subjective.
Yeah, probably due to the time of day. Yeah, it is. It's like ungodly cold.
It is.
Now. I can't. I'm right this time of year for me. Like I take no shame in enjoying the rent. Like I was telling you before we went live that like I was happy that I was working from home today, that I did not have to leave my place. Just like stay inside. Don't go anywhere. And you pay a lot of money to live nowadays, so it's like I just wanna sit in that.
Yeah, and like I've always prided myself on being like a cold weather person because I like the cold better than the hot. But what I'm realizing is I like the cold when you can do things in it. Because I'm from Colorado, so I'm used to like snow sports. Yeah. But in Illinois, it's flat. It is so flat.
Yeah, there's no mountains.
Like, there's no mountains. There's no skiing. There's no snowboarding. There's no there's barely any what do you call it? It's not tubing. Sledding.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We don't got that. We don't got as much of that.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize like, hey, maybe the cold, I just liked it because I could do things in it.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing is too, like, I used to always wonder why, like, when you go to Florida, there's so many old people, or you go to like the southern states, there's so many old people, and it's like, oh, it's because everything works better when you're warm. When you're freezing cold, like my joints don't work right. It's hard. Like even just like bumping into a car door like hurts ungodly. That's what I can't imagine when you're watching like football this time of year. Like we were joking before the game or before the pod about the Bears game last night. Like I'm not envious of playing tackle football in that weather.
Did you hear that whatever coach what's his name was like, oh, they had outdoor practices like all week or something.
Ben Johnson, he had him do, as they should have probably just to be ready for it, because I could tell it was so funny because the other team's coming from LA.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to convince everybody in the media, like, the weather's not going to be a factor. Weather's not going to be a factor.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the best. If you don't follow football, that's like one of the best offenses in all of football. And they were in a game with the Bears. The Bears could have easily won that game. So the weather does have an effect, because that shit, it sucks getting hit in that.
It does. It hurts so much more. And I feel like you would think that it wouldn't be as bad, because what do you put on an injury? Ice.
Yeah.
But it's still not great.
No, not at all. Not at all. You said you're from Colorado. Where in Colorado?
I'm from Denver.
Denver.
Like
Whoa.
I've had people tell me like oh, I'm from Denver too, and I'd be like, where? And they'll say a suburb. I'm like, I'm from Denver. There's this one person who was like, I'm from Denver, and I was like, where? And they're like, actually, I'm from Boulder.
That's
which
not
is like,
Denver.
No, that's not even close.
And it's also is a pretty recognizable city,
Right?
you know? Like, I understand when people like lie that they're from Chicago because they're like from
Yeah.
Arlington Heights, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
I know Arlington Heights because I'm from this area.
Exactly.
Somebody, you know, in another part of the country in California maybe doesn't know Arlington Heights, so it's easier
Yeah.
to say Chicago.
And like that's still like Chicagoland.
Yeah, still,
Like-
yeah, it's a suburb, and it's
Yeah.
around, yeah.
And like it's easy to get to, but and it's not. It's like its own thing. But like Boulder, is its own thing. They have like. Why was the first thing that came to my mind? They have a tea house.
Hey, do they have a tea house?
They have a really nice tea house there.
Oh, okay. What's the? You know, Denver gets criticized a lot for not having much culture. Is that? Would you say that that's true?
Yeah.
They don't have like an identity as a city.
I feel like it's gotten a lot worse with tech, because I feel like when tech comes in, it really just sucks the soul out of a city. Like, one of my friends, Josh, he moved to San Francisco for college, and he's like, yeah, when I went there like 10 years ago when I was a kid, it had so much more culture, and now you can definitely see the takeover of tech and like
Whoa.
how it's like kind of the culture's like left. And I feel like that's similar to Denver.
Really?
Like,
What is it about tech coming in, you think, that strips it of the culture?
I don't know. I feel like part of it could be like making everything more I don't want to say prestigious, but like I don't know.
Is it like cookie cutter? Like, do they got to have like a Panera on every block or a Qdoba so these guys can just grab lunch quick? Like, what is it that tech does other than build high rises and have no one work in the office actually? Like, what do they do?
I mean, well, one, high rises definitely, because you can't see the mountains but I feel like it's things. I feel like tech brings in these things that you don't do for fun, or like you don't do them for enjoyment. You do them because everyone else around you is doing them, and like for the status.
Yeah.
As opposed to like,
Interesting.
yeah, because like rock climbing. Like I feel like a lot of people in tech get into rock climbing, and not necessarily because they like it, not because they're like, I want to be off the ground.
Yeah.
But because they're like, oh, my buddy Jim, he sells crypto.
Yeah, and he does rock climbing.
He does rock climbing, and like. It's like I feel like rock climbing is the tech version of golf.
Whoa.
Because you know.
Interesting. Yeah, because business guys do, like, if you're in straight business, they do golf.
Yeah, exactly.
Rock climbing is the tech version of that.
I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say the rock climbing is the tech version of golf. Yeah,
interesting, because you know, like, I feel like it would make sense because they need something to like a supplement for their personality, because rock climbing is such a I got buddies that come on this podcast that are super weird into rock climbing. I love them, and I love that they love rock climbing. It's not for me, but it is a very like specific kind of thing, and there's almost like a groundedness hippie thing to it. So maybe I think that they're trying to sort of force themselves into that, because they're like, I'm so lame, I'm in tech.
And like trying to shoehole themselves. Is that
kind
the term?
Shoehorn.
Shoehorn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like shoehorn and pinhole. Is that what I tried to?
I don't know what a pinhole is.
I don't either. I was like, I feel like I mixed two idioms
You put
together.
two idioms together. We were into idioms last week on the show too. That was a big talking point. What do you do in Denver for fun then? It's skiing. It's
well. The whole draw of Denver is that, oh, I can drive an hour and be in the mountains, which is not technically true. It's usually about like to ski. It's usually about like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but that's being nitpicky.
Sure.
That's being like,
yeah.
I like. There's a lot of places to go and hike and like mountain bike in the summer. And in the winter, I feel like everyone's and I'm not a
say
native.
it. Don't be afraid. Nobody's a native to Denver. Nobody that lives in Denver is from Denver.
I'm not a Denver native, but like I've lived there pretty much my entire life until I moved, which is how that works. But I feel like the number one thing to do in Denver is say that you're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
You're like, I work out. I live in the most fit state in the U.S. Like, we have access to mountains, and look, my Walmart has mountains in the background. Your Walmart
you guys do
doesn't.
think you're better than us.
We do.
You guys really do. And the thing is, like, all you have that genuinely is, I mean, the mountains is cool. I'll give you guys the mountains. You guys got the big airport, sure. But what else?
But the airport is so far away.
Yeah.
It's an hour away. Do you know why it's an hour away?
No.
Because the city and county of Denver, which is the same thing. The city, of course, blah 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 blah. Anyways, the county of Denver was like, hey, we want more land to be part of Denver, and so they made an agreement with whoever that the land between the airport and Denver, like downtown Denver, would be considered Denver County.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like an hour away from actual Denver.
Whoa, so they're like, we got to put this kind of far away so we can cheat and get some extra land.
Yeah, so we can get that weird little, I guess I would call it a panhandle.
Yeah, it's like a strip. Like it's got a big strip there. Interesting. And you were talking when we were off air, like Denver is kind of spaced out. Like it's not like a super walkable.
No, you have to have a car, which sucks.
Yeah.
And like we have a light rail, which is basically like a tram.
Yeah.
And it's above ground, which I feel like it should be underground with how much it snows.
Sure, yeah.
But they're always just like, the city is like, we can't put it underground because it's cold. The ground is cold.
Bro, what do you mean? How does New York figure it out?
I know.
Dude? That's cold as shit there.
Like, I totally get that would be like another big dig, like Boston or whatever. Yeah. But like, just say that and don't say like we can't put it underground because it's cold.
Don't lie to us, man.
No.
Don't lie to us. What do you miss most about living in Denver?
I really miss the mountains.
Just the mountains.
I miss how clean the air is. Like, I know that there's less air because it's high up.
That's true. Yeah.
I miss the clean air.
Yeah. I hear that. I mean, it's just like super, for lack of a better term, a granola-ish area, right? Like everybody's rocking a Subaru, everybody's going to the mountains. They got Patagonia on. Like it's a vibe. I get it. It's
I drove here in a Subaru.
Oh, you did really? Yeah. There you go. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about.
I drive a Subaru.
That's fuck yeah, man. Subarus are good cars. Those are legit cars. What do you not miss? What are you like thankful? Or maybe thankful is a strong word, but what's something you're like, I'm glad to have left that in Denver?
I mean, one thing is definitely Chicago's not as car dependent. I still have a car because like I want to go like out of Chicago sometimes. Yeah. But in Chicago, like there's the trains. I live like 10-minute walk from a station, which is amazing. Yeah. So I definitely don't miss that. I went back for the holidays, and I was like, my mom was using her car and my sister was using her car and I had no car, and I was like, well, I can't go anywhere. Yeah. I am stuck.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is the cool part about like a city like Chicago, though, just that it has that accessibility. Yeah. Outside of I'm introduced you as a comic. Now you're in Chicago now doing some comedy. I saw that you gotta tell us, what is this Battyville thing you got going on? What is this? This is like a group type of comedy thing that's going on. What is it?
Well, Battyville is like it started as this amazing community of friends that I met when I moved to Chicago. Because I moved to Chicago and I knew 2 people, and I lived with both of them.
Yeah, all of 2. That's crazy.
One was my ex-fiance.
Whoa.
Which that's a totally different story. But
was it they weren't your ex-fiance at the time, were they? You guys were fiance.
Yeah, when we moved there, we were fiance, and then to make a long story very short, I went out of town for a weekend. While I was gone, my ex was like, "Hey, I've been thinking because you're gone, and I think I'm a trans woman."
Whoa.
I've never thought about this before. But I've had time to think about this while you've been gone. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that she like figured out who she was, but
yeah. How long were you guys together?
2 years.
Whoa. Okay. Here's my question. I have so many of them.
I
know. What? Okay. Was that like how did that breakup go? Or is this person? They thought that they were have they found it out like that is them now? They've moved on in that way. Okay, that's good. Because I was thinking like, what if that would be a crazy lie to get out of a relationship?
Yeah.
To be like, I'm scared to break up with this person. Let me think of something.
That's what Republicans think.
Yeah, that's what I was. So what? Okay, so did you guys like break up immediately? I mean, not to air out your laundry or whatever, but.
I mean, this was like a year ago. This is so last year.
Yeah, it's 2025.
It was like 2 years ago actually, but basically this was like in April. I went to a concert in Boston with my friend, came back, had a 5 a.m. flight.
Yeah.
And I get back, she picked me up from the train station, sits me down in our bedroom and was like, "Hey." And I'm like about to take a nap.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, so yeah, I've been thinking and I think I'm a trans woman."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This is a lot."
Yeah.
And so we did try to work on it for like from like April to August. So like 4 months. And like we went to couples counseling, couples therapy and stuff. And like there was a lot of stuff, but it just ended up being a bit dramatic. And I don't want to knock people or like say like when one partner comes out as a trans person, like that you should break up. Yeah. But it is statistically what happens. And like my ex and I, we were like, we're gonna break the statistics. Statistics are just numbers. They don't matter. Yeah. But it got really messy because like there was a lot of stuff with emotions going down and mixed communication. I
mean just transitioning in general is its own, that's a crazy undertaking. That's a huge like life decision. That's like finding yourself in that way is like a super delicate thing to navigate in and of itself. Exactly. Let alone like when you've been in a partnership and are trying to navigate that at the same time. So respect you guys for trying to make it work. I mean, you try to give it a shot. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think the thing that sucked was that we weren't great with communication before she transitioned. And so I think it really just amplified our issues. And led to us breaking up. Yeah. And then we lived together for another 8 months because of the lease.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then you want to hear the craziest tea?
Oh God, yeah, I think I do.
So after we broke up in like September. She starts dating someone with the exact same name as me.
Okay, wait. All right, so that I'm being correct here. You were dating somebody who you thought, or who was at one point identifying as a man. Mm-hmm. Then that person transitioned and is now a woman, trans woman. And then they started dating a man or
I believe it was another trans woman. I didn't really get into
I guess you're just like, hey, why you're dating someone with the same name as me? That's crazy enough. So you probably didn't want to know.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was it was a trans woman because we had the same name. But yeah,
in the same house as you.
She didn't invite her like partner over or whatever. But it was just crazy that we had the same name, and it was like within the month that we broke up. Yeah. I want to say within the week, honestly.
Wow.
But
yo, that's crazy.
It was insane. And I hope she's happy now. Like I want her to have like a happy life. I just don't want her in my life, you know?
Yeah. Were you guys able to like leave on okay terms? Like, I mean, you're forced to live with each other for a chunk of time, so that has to be hard.
Yeah, it got worse. It got a lot worse as like we broke up pretty amicably. Yeah. And then it got worse as we lived together for a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like for example, a week exactly after we broke up. Well, actually, let me back up. The day after we broke up, she downloaded Grindr.
All right. Jesus, getting right back on the horse. Yep. That's good.
And nice. I was like, great for you. I was still sad. But like, yeah. Then exactly a week after we broke up, she had a hookup with someone on Grindr and was like, which is fine. Like, that's not the bad part. Yeah. The bad part is that she comes to me 2 days before this hookup and is like, hey, I want someone to know where I am. So I'm going to be in this neighborhood on Friday from like starting at 6. And I'm like, this is really cryptic. Like,
yeah. Doesn't say why.
And I'm like,
right.
so are you gonna be like on a date? And she's like, yeah. I'm like,
thanks for that.
it's a crazy thing to tell your ex
Mm-hmm.
and be like, hey, I just want someone to know where I am.
Yeah. That is like a little like, hey, like I kind of want some of the perks of this partnership, but I'm also going to be pursuing this other thing. So deal with that, please. That's tough.
Yeah. And then she wouldn't tell me where she was. And so I got some of our other friends involved because I was like, if you're really concerned about your safety, someone should know where you are. Like,
sure, that's a valid thing, but just shouldn't be me.
Yeah, even if you don't tell me like the specific neighborhood or where you're going, like you should tell somebody. And then she got mad at me for telling them and like yelled at me for that. And I was like,
did you ever like, you know, we're allies here on this show.
Yeah.
We're big allies, right?
Yeah.
But did you ever like maybe they didn't do the dishes or they're starting to be like a shittier roommate and you start playing some of those Trump commercials, you know, like the Kamala's for them, I'm for you.
I'm sure that she would tell people yes.
Really? No way.
But I did not.
I don't get those vibes from you, but you should have. You were owed at, I think. Here's the thing. I'm as pro-trans. We got hella clips of me on this show being I'm as pro-trans as you can possibly be. But I think you were owed at least one transphobic remark in that situation. Getting dumpy like, hey, I'm trans. We're done. I'm hooking up with somebody next week. I think you're owed one. You get one.
I don't know.
Or like one dead name, maybe.
One.
Just kidding.
No.
Oh God, that would be. I'm.
That'd
canceled.
be crazy.
Yeah.
No, like, I feel like as a person, I can insult her in a lot of other ways.
You probably have plenty. Yeah.
That don't rely on her being trans, and I did.
Yeah, good.
Because I was like, you being trans isn't a bad thing. It's just you're not a great person.
Yeah. That has nothing. Yeah.
And my friends like to joke that I'm an egg beacon or egg magnet.
What is that?
So do you know what an egg is? As far as like, sorry.
Familiar with eggs. I have lots of them in the morning. I don't know where this is going.
You don't have these kinds of eggs in the morning.
Okay. What's an egg?
So an egg is someone before they figure out that they're trans. So like the saying is like the egg cracks and that's when they realize they're trans. Like they yeah.
So you might be like the strongest of allies because you unlock who they really are.
Yeah.
Wow.
The amount of eggs that I know it's also kind of concerning at this point because the first person with a uterus that I had sex with is now identifies as a man.
All right.
Which is great.
So you
but
wow, so you're just on do you think like how many if you had to guess?
Like 4 people that I've dated have come out as trans since we broke up.
Are you trans maybe?
No.
I mean shit.
I mean I don't think I'm cis, but I'm also way too lazy to figure that out. Like I have a lot of other things going on.
You got like an infinity. You're getting like the infinity stones.
I know.
Of trans people.
I know.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I know a lot of cracked eggs.
Wow, I wonder what that is. You've done some therapy. You've asked maybe like, hey doc, what's going on with me?
No, I have other issues.
Sure.
Like being like, hey, why does my cat pee on my shit?
Sure. That's important too.
It's a little bit more pressing to my current life. Like eventually I'll dissect gender or whatever, but like
that's wild though.
Or like I feel like I've broken down gender enough for myself that I'm just content with who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't fully identify as being a woman, but I also don't. No offense.
Sure.
I could never be a man, so I'm somewhere in between.
Oh, no offense. You don't have to. I'm not offended by
okay,
that.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
No offense.
After the crazy shit I just said 2 minutes ago, you think I'm gonna be offended by that? That's crazy. Wow.
Full offense? No.
Yeah. No. Fully offensive. Yeah. I mean, I get it. That's.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean. You threw me through. I did not think that was gonna happen today. I did not think I was gonna learn that.
I don't even remember
how we got there.
Yeah, I remember I was like throwing that out there as a throwaway story, and then we were like, actually.
Yo, I mean that is wild. I mean, just an interesting. I mean, and a part of you's got to be like, it's beautiful that society is moving in a way where you
Yeah.
can get dumped because somebody
Yeah.
finds their true self and transitions. That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really glad. Like I said, I'm glad that she is.
I'm really glad. I'm so happy for you. You're like waving the trans flag, wiping the tears with the trans flag. Like,
It'd be
I'm
like,
so
it's
happy.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it because I met my current partner through my ex.
Oh, all right. That's a fair trade.
Yeah, I actually got my current partner's number because my ex didn't have her phone when they were like exchanging numbers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. That's
Yeah.
a win.
I feel like my life could be a sitcom because there's a lot of crazy things that happen in it.
Yeah, it should be. You honestly, yeah, that would be great. And
Mhm.
holy shit, you would have like the representation covered.
Oh yeah,
All across the
it wouldn't
board.
even mean like forced.
It's not forced. There's no way. This is we need that. It's actually integral to the story.
Oh yeah,
Like we genuinely need that.
yeah. I feel like viewers would be like really happy that I was like championing representation, but then we broke up, and now I'm with like just a white dude, and they'd be like, ah,
Yeah, that would be the part that's
Again?
like it's like season 4. Everyone's like, I stopped watching it for season 4.
yeah,
You got with that white guy. Fucking bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. So I don't know how we got to that. We started with Battyville. Oh, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, Betty.
Because your Battyville is your comedy thing.
Yeah.
In Chicago, you
In
needed to meet
Chicago.
some people.
Yeah.
Because you moved with your fiance. That's how we got here. I
Okay,
was trying to find it too. I'm
I was
usually pretty
like,
good at that.
Can you tell I have ADHD? No, so Battyville, yeah, Battyville is like, because everybody's a baddie. You're a baddie, I'm a baddie. Like we're
Really?
a baddie is just like it's a state of mind.
Yeah.
As long as you're not an asshole, you're a baddie.
Mm.
And so like our community of like little queer nerds, we call it Battyville, and I love my friends so much, and all my friends, they're so talented. I'm friends with a lot of like musicians, comedians, kind of like
Yeah.
you with this podcast. And I think I wanted to do similar to like what you did with this podcast. Of,
Sure.
Like I wanted to create a space to showcase my friends' talents. And
Oh, okay.
I was like, it'd be really cool if we could create a space for our friends to be able to like record a clip with like a good audience and
Mhm.
like feedback and everything, and like just create a really good vibe.
Yeah.
And so that's how Battyville was born. So it's called Battyville's Got Talent.
Mm.
We were at the Playground Theater, but this month, actually this Sunday, the 25th,
Yeah.
is our first show at the Lincoln Lodge. We
Oh,
just
exciting.
moved.
Yeah.
So very excited about that.
Yeah. What could people expect to see? Like, what are the kinds of talents that they're going to see if they come check out a Battyville talent event?
Lots. There's definitely gonna be stand-ups. We also do this week we have a magician, a really cool magician.
Okay.
I'm very excited for him. Drag, burlesque performances, musical. We've had a dramatic reading.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
Wait. Okay. What is a burlesque performance? I know burlesque like photography is kind of, or is that boudoir? What is that?
Boudoir. Yeah,
that's
that's
like people like kind of naked but not naked. I don't know what it means.
you don't know what burlesque is?
No, I saw there was like a Star Wars one. I'm a big nerd, and I was getting like the
Oh.
Star Wars ads for like the one that they do.
That
The
one.
travels.
That one is amazing. I went with some friends from Battyville.
Yeah.
It's
What is burlesque though? I mean, maybe you gotta get a burlesque performer on this show. You gotta set us
You
up with
need
somebody.
one of my favorite burlesque comedian drag people. Her name's Mason Monroe.
Okay.
I will say her whole name because I love her so much.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Shout out Mason Monroe.
Shout out Mason Monroe. She's amazing. But burlesque is. I'm now realizing that I don't have enough words in my vocabulary, nor do I grasp enough of what burlesque is to not say it without feeling like a Republican.
Mm-hmm. Oh, be Republican. Put your MAGA hat on for a second. I mean, just so I can understand.
It's like a burlesque show is usually the person on stage starts clothed, and then they'll like do a little jig to or like dance to a song and like dramatically take off different pieces of clothing.
Mm.
And I think it's like a very like a thing about like personal confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to undress like be naked. Like
Yeah.
you can wear like a little bodysuit,
Mm-hmm.
or like you can be really cheeky and like have big fans and like take off your bra but no one sees your boobs because you have these big fans and like tees and stuff, and it's like it's more theatrical. It's not, I don't want to say it's like it's definitely not like a strip club,
Yeah.
but it's like it's like
It's adjacent, right? Like it's a similar concept.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're starting one way, you're removing things, but it's not necessarily.
yeah
It's not necessarily about.
No, I think that's kind of where the similarities end of like, because I think for burlesque, it's more about the performance.
Yeah.
You know, about putting on a show and having people interact if you want them to.
Sure.
And just be entertained.
Wow. And the Star Wars one is cool.
The Star Wars one is so
I don't
good.
understand. How does that work? Is it like a play at the same time? What's going
It's
on?
just
Or are they just themed? They're just wearing Boba Fett's helmet and then they take his helmet off.
Kind of.
Okay. I can get down with that's cool. I've just never seen it. I just have seen like the little clips on TikTok and I'm like, what the hell is this?
You need to go.
All right. I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
There's like one like Luke, they like very loosely follow Star Wars story in the sense of they kind of have backdrops of famous places.
Yeah.
Like one of the opening scenes is Luke on that first island that he's on with his aunt and uncle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tatooine, and he's with a ship, and they had this Luke in the show was just dancing around and then like taking off certain pieces, but still had like a white like Star Warsy thing
a
on.
Little tunic.
Yeah, tunic, and then dumped
yeah.
a whole thing of water.
Whoa.
So the tunic turned see-through.
Yeah.
And then
Whoa.
it was like, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. That's legit. Have you seen Star Wars? You've seen all the Star Wars movies?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think like out of all the cast, the characters within the universe, if one of them, who would be the most likely to come out as queer, you think, of the main cast of Star Wars? Because I have an answer for this.
Part of me wants to say Anakin.
Oh.
Mostly because he has so much rage inside of him that I feel like a lot of queer people identify with, and not being able to like, or like a sense of right or wrong.
Yeah. I will say he didn't really have a lot of support either. You know? Like he was kind of misunderstood in a lot, and that's why he kind of did what he did. Yeah.
So I feel like that is my knee jerk one, but I also feel like that's wrong. But it's just the vibes from him.
I go Luke.
I could see Luke.
I think Luke is gay, a little gay.
Yeah.
I know he's not in like the expanded universe. I think he like does have like a kid and stuff and whatever, and like a regular hetero-normal relationship. Yeah, but
he could be bi.
He could be bi, and also that when Disney bought it, they made that stuff not canon. So technically, it could be whatever. He doesn't have a kid, as far as we know. And he just seemed to look like the way he looked at Han Solo.
That's
feel
how
like
everybody looks at Han Solo.
That's true. That is true. I guess that's true.
I think that your mission now is you need to go out and make Luke gay.
We should campaign to make Luke gay on this show.
Make Luke gay again.
Yes, please, dude. I mean, I think just like, especially like his fit in the sixth one, like when he goes to Jabba's palace, like he kind of does a little bit of burlesque. He comes in all dramatic with the cloak. And he's like makes his whole entrance. He's fucking choking out guards, and then he takes that shit off. He's in this tight little black outfit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's a little burlesque.
Yeah, I think that Luke needs to like roll up his tunic sleeves just like 3/4 to have those slutty little sleeves, and then that'll be his coming out.
Yeah, that'll be sick. That would be sick. I'll rock with it. We talked a little bit off air about, we were just kind of joking on past jobs and whatnot. So outside of running Battyville and living with your trans ex-fiance, you work obviously to pay the bills outside of that stuff. What are you doing for work these days? You're in software.
I'm a software engineer, tech lead.
Whoa.
So what I currently am doing is I am head of a team to how do I put this? Okay, so you know about branding, right?
I'm familiar.
So when you have like a big organization that has a bunch of different websites for like slightly different products.
Yeah.
You want the branding to be consistent throughout all of them,
Yeah.
right? And a way to do that is a thing called a component library, which has these things called components, which is like the navigation bar.
Yeah.
That's like a component.
Yeah. So are you making it streamlined so that a company can make sure all of their websites use the same kind of components?
Exactly. So what I'm doing is my team is building the component library so that other developers can just take these bits of code and just put it into their code and have everything look like it's supposed to. And like look uniform and not like scammy.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah, that is neat. So we talked a little bit off air about that, like you're not necessarily super into the coding sides of things right now, but coding is become such like a huge, like it's like almost like a buzzword in like the job itself. Like so many kids want to get into coding. The teachers, even when I was in high school and college, they were saying like trying to push you to do coding and get into that. You interact with coders in real life in 2026. What are coders like in the workplace?
Well, I think oftentimes it's a bit stereotypical. Yeah. Like a lot of the people that I work with are white males who are older than 30, and many of them are balding. Yeah. That's just a side note. I don't know.
You just need to say that, yeah. A big chunk of them too, dude. A big chunk of them. A lot of people in IT are furries.
This is also true.
Yeah, we've been I've been finding that out more and more recently.
Yeah, looking back on my high school, my best friend was a furry, and I did not realize it, and I should have.
Something is going on with you, because there's no way. There's no way all this can be happening to one person. This is wild. You know what that is? Actually, that's a great. You should take that story that you talked about, all the eggs, and then this furry thing, and you should use that as marketing for your Battyville thing, for how inclusive of a person you are. You're a safe space. People are attracted to you.
I try to be. I'll only be mean to you if you're a bad person. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you're like anything about you, like demographically. Yeah. If you're a bad person, I will bully you a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, you should. We deserve it. Bad people deserve to be bullied a little.
Why'd you say we? Are you a closeted bad person?
I'm a bad person. Closeted, I don't know. I think just fully out there bad person just sometimes. But that's it. So we got so coders are bald white men normally, which makes sense.
I mean, okay, part of the reason that I said bald is because I was thinking about this one meeting I was in recently.
You're thinking about a specific bald head right now.
No. A specific sea of bald heads, because I was in an online meeting with like 7 other people, and they were all older white guys who were bald. And I remember like taking like a very quick picture and sending it to my friends. Yeah. And being like, guys, I missed the memo on dress code.
Yeah, dude, you needed a bald cap. You should dress like Mr. Clean. Yeah. That'd have been awesome.
That would have been cool.
Do you like what we'll start positive, and then we'll get into some silly stuff with coders. What are, outside of coding, because we obviously hopefully they're good at that. Yeah. Outside of coding, with the coders you've interacted with, what are coders good at, or what are they great at, or great for?
I mean, kind of. A lot of them do tend to do rock climbing. We've mentioned that before. Yep. Okay. I mean, video games are a big thing. I think that might be one of the big reasons that people get into coding, is like they're like, "Oh, I love video games, and video games are so cool," which they are. Like, as a side note, total side note, is like video games are such a cool medium, and I think it's an amazing way to tell stories.
Oh yeah, but absolutely agree.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of people like those see some of these video games in their formative years, and like that inspires them, and they're like, I want to do this for other people. And I think I don't think that a lot of people set out to code databases. Yeah.
They're like, I want to make the next God of War, and then it's like, well, somewhere along the line you realize only a certain amount of people get to do that. Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's been really good for indie games lately. Like there's been Hades 2, those were both amazing. I don't know if those are technically indie, but
I haven't even heard of those. So I have no idea.
Oh,
they must be they're indie enough.
I mean, one of them, I believe Hades, the first one won Game of the Year a couple
Did
years
it
ago.
really? I have no idea. I guess I'm not that tapped in.
But basically the whole thing is Hades 2 is a roguelike, or Hades is a roguelike game, which means that
it's like if you die, you like restart, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a road lag. Is that what it's called?
Roguelike.
Oh, roguelike. Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's based off of Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun.
And you play as the son of Hades.
Okay.
Named Zagreus.
All right.
Who's hot.
I'm sure.
It
has to be.
Hot.
Yeah.
And you're fighting through the underworld to meet your mom, Persephone.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's really cool.
That's fun. Yeah, and there's 2 of them now. There's 2 of this game.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, I think I have seen, like, I will say, like, with how much more people are getting into coding, I have seen a lot more indie games, and I think with like TikTok and social media, people are able to kind of market their indie games a little differently and more kind of guerrilla style, which I think has been super helpful. I mean, there's several people that I followed on TikTok like years ago at this point that were like, they basically documented their whole process of making a game.
Yeah.
And then the game comes out, and it's crazy because then even if there are bugs, you almost like gloss over it because you're like, dude, like I watched this whole thing get made.
Yeah.
There's this one guy, he did like he wanted to make like it's like a shooter game, like a third-person shooter game, but you play as like toys in a toy store. So like you make your toy like an action figure, you design them, and then you like the start of every match is like you breaking out of the box in the toy store, and then you guys just kind of go fight.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just kind of silly and kind of fun. But I think that is neat. So you think people get into coding probably with that as a North Star.
Yeah, and I think
then they settle into doing databases and helping insurance companies, not pay out. That's good.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. I don't think it's the only thing, but I think it's like definitely a big one.
Yeah. It makes sense. So they're probably all gamers. They're probably playing League of Legends, and that's big in the coding community, I bet.
I think if you're depressed, you play League of Legends and Valorant. Those are 2 games that I think you play if you are depressed and hate your life.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I feel like people are gonna come for me for that, but that is my opinion.
Yeah, have you played both of those games?
No, but I've dated people who have, and I've had friends who have, and I've noticed that when they are in their biggest depressive episode, they will play that game, or either of those games, Valorant or League.
Yeah.
And when they are not depressed, they do not play it.
Yeah.
Which I will say that I think League has gotten... I feel like League as a game isn't bad, but I feel like the fan base of League is not super welcoming.
Yeah, I've heard that about that. I've heard that about that game. It seems like a game that's really hard to like start, that you're gonna like really suck for a long time to get good at.
I think it's pay to play too. I don't remember.
I do think that there were certain. I could be totally speaking out of my ass right now, so maybe I'll look this up in a second. But I thought that they like added certain champions that were behind paywalls, and those champions were like noticeably better. I think maybe that's what it was.
I think that sounds about right, because I think it's partially pay to play.
Yeah.
But I do think that they tried, like Arcane, the TV show, amazing. Yeah. But I also feel like the League community didn't really embrace people who liked the show.
Do you dude, that's something. How do you feel about in general video games getting movie adaptations?
I feel like it's like anything that gets a movie adaptation, in the sense of it has to be a good adaptation and can't be a cash grab.
Yeah.
Like, I think Arcane was really cool because the animation was great, and you could tell that who made it, like, they cared about it.
Yeah.
And the world, and they really took time to have like a good script, good story, and have you at least for the first few episodes. I feel like it maybe fell off in the later ones, but like
invested,
especially in the characters. Like, I feel like it's very character centric.
Yeah.
Which I think you need for a game like League, where you get attached to a character.
Yeah.
Which I'm also aware that my name is spelled the same as Vi's.
Sure.
And everybody pronounces my name Vi as Vi.
Oh, okay. That's why you have League. It in the bio as V as in...
It rhymes with B, yeah
so
because
okay.
Everybody just is like, oh, it's Vi, and I'm like, which is technically is kind of English phonetics, I want to say, but I use more of the Vietnamese phonetics.
Yeah.
I'm not Vietnamese, but that's just
Sure. Interesting. Yeah, I'll say with to piggyback off the video game movie thing, there's not like I think like it's tough with like movies specifically to do a video game justice, because I think with video games specifically, you mentioned earlier that they are such a beautiful way to tell stories. Like it's a crazy good medium to tell stories.
Yeah.
And a big part of especially like single player games, even a non-single player game like League.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time with these characters, like way more than you do in a movie, right? So it's like, and even in like a more traditional like linear like comic book where they can make good movies out of that. I mean, there's still big, fucking long ass movies.
Yeah.
You can cut a lot of stuff because it's this like straight linear story. Whereas a video game, you can go left and right. That you might die to the same boss 100 fucking times, so you're hearing the same dialogue over and over again, or maybe it's like different optional dialogues, whatever. Like with video games, I think specifically. Right now, I haven't seen anyone do like a movie super, super well. I think TV is where it's at. Yeah. Like I think they got to do TV because you spend more time with those characters then, and it's closer. It's still not exactly the same, but it's closer to the amount of time that you spend with a character in a video game.
Yeah, and kind of as I mentioned earlier, like it's very character driven.
Yeah.
Like I feel like translating it over to like a movie, it typically the plot becomes like, oh, it's the end of the world, versus like I feel like in a lot of video games it's like, I mean, it is the end of the world, but it is more focused on the character itself and how like they feel. And there are some games that are just nuanced for the character, but
and also it's like a mastery of like skills in a way that it's like it's hard other than doing like a Rocky montage to show them growing in that way, right? Where it's like when you play the game and you build your skill trees out and you get better throughout the whole game, and then you fight the final boss and you finally beat him after however many tries, like you have like a level of mastery over the game, and it's like it's cathartic and you feel accomplished about it. Whereas I don't know if there's like again, other than like shoehorning in a training montage, which I love a good training montage in a movie, but other than doing that, it's really hard to show that level of progression. Like you're not going to be able to show me, we can't do in a 90-minute movie you fighting all 12 of the bosses of this game. Yeah. We're going to have to pick 2 of them. And somehow we're going to have to make the themes from those 2 translate into the final one. And still have like character beats and all this other stuff and cram all that. It's just a lot to do.
It is. And I feel like, honestly, my opinion is I think that if you're taking media from like one medium and translating it to another, I think it should either be a TV show or potentially a musical.
A musical? Because
Legally Blonde, the musical, is amazing.
Is it?
I think with music and stuff, they were able to really go into like what the characters are feeling, and you can see like the background characters more, and like they were able to go more into the relationship between Elle and Emmett, and they built it up more. Like you can see through the progressions of the different songs, like they have Secret Handshake, and throughout the songs it gets longer.
Okay.
And you can see, I think that's a really good way of storytelling. Yeah. And I think like translating like a movie into a musical is great. Yeah. And then a movie or like a medium like a video game or a book into a TV show, also great. Yeah. Like Heated Rivalry was a book first.
Yeah. See, if they would have done a movie for that, it would have been butchered.
It would have been so bad because they would have had to condense it.
And they would have forced all the chemistry. It wouldn't have been there. Whereas I'm being told with all this Heated Rivalry stuff that it's pretty juicy.
It is. Like the first 2 episodes are low key porn. But props to the intimacy coordinator though, because you don't see a penis at all. You see a lot of great butts, and one of my best friends is like, they are globular, which is the word that you should use when describing those butts.
Globular. I've never heard this term, but I love it.
I think you should add it to your repertoire.
I'm gonna start using it. I'm gonna put that in a song somewhere.
You should.
I'm gonna figure out a way to work that in.
Send that to me and be like, globular.
Yeah, I will. I'll figure out a way to do it. Yeah, dude, I think like because like isn't Fourth Wing's gonna get a book or get a movie or a TV show, right?
I think TV show.
They're getting a TV series. I'm nervous. I will say some of these things I get nervous for, like adaptations just for the sake of adaptations. Yeah. Where it's like I just like I love the God of War franchise. I played them as like when I probably shouldn't have been playing them as a kid, but I was watching my dad play them, and then I was playing them as I got a little bit older. And I love the new games. I think they're some of the best games. Like I love the storyline. And their Amazon ordered a TV show a couple years ago, and they started recently. Now we've been getting like tidbits of information on like who's been cast and all this stuff. I thought maybe they had just shelved it, but it is coming out, and I just get really nervous because it's like you spend so much time with this character. If it's a book that you really love, or if it's a video game you really love, I just don't want them to fuck it up. And especially when it's like a mainstream audience, like it's like I want so many people to experience how awesome this game is, and this is how like so many more people will get introduced to it now through this. But if it's not good,
that will hurt.
That will hurt you so bad as a fan. Because like if you loved the Heated Rivalry book, and then it came out and it was ass, you'd be like,
yeah, like I think a good example of that is the Percy Jackson book to movies. Like, and now they're doing a TV show.
Yeah, I heard the TV show's good. I heard.
Yeah, it's really good. I have not seen a lot of season 2, but season 1 was really good. The only thing I don't like about it is that they cut Denver out of the TV show.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
I was
Denver.
I was like, well, they kept St. Louis in, which is like important because of the arch or whatever.
Yeah.
But one of my best friends is from St. Louis and also loves Percy Jackson, and she was like, "Look, St. Louis is there. Look." Rick, the author, didn't know about the arch, and it's not close to the. And I was like, "Oh, they're gonna get to Denver next because it's the water park."
Yeah.
And they didn't, and I was so sad.
They just cut that shit out.
They did.
That's sad.
And my friend was like, "St. Louis is better," and I'm like,
Yeah. But at least they're doing it well. I just get nervous because it's like, I imagine it's probably like similar to. I know a lot of people were really nervous for like the Fallout show, which I've heard great things about. I haven't watched.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good, but I know a lot of Fallout fans were really like nervous because they're like, this is the first time like my dad or my mom is gonna like see the thing that I spend like 80 hours playing whenever a new one comes out, and like if it sucks, then they're gonna be like thinking I suck, you know, in some capacity. So I just think it is interesting. I do get nervous about it, especially when like historically you have like the Assassin's Creed movie was terrible. I remember that one. I'm trying to think of some other really bad ones. I mean, I love them even though they are kind of bad. The 90s Mortal Kombat movies or like early 2000 Mortal Kombat movies, those are fun. They're bad. They're kind of bad, but they're fun. It's just really easy to mess up. You know? It's just because you're not capturing like that. There's no. It's almost like watching someone play a game, but without that person's commentary.
Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like there's no soul in it.
Yeah.
The soul's been sucked out.
Yeah, and then it just feels so silly. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some bad examples of movies or books or games that were turned into just straight movies.
Yeah. Did you watch The Last of Us? Do you have an opinion on that?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's great. I heard the show is great.
Yeah, I haven't either. I was just like.
Did you play the games at all?
A little bit, but then I was grounded.
Oh, okay.
And then
fair.
I never went back to it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of one of them in the Walmart one time when they used to still have the things for you to play. I did.
They should bring those back.
They really should, dude. I don't understand why they got rid of those. I mean, I do because people suck now. People do suck.
People do suck. Yeah.
Do you we'll bring it back to what sucks about coders. What do coders suck at? In real life, other than conversation, eye contact, and
you say
showers.
As I'm not looking at you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, called out. I feel like the biggest thing that I've experienced is, I feel like a lot of programmers have issues with empathy. And I think that you can see that in technology nowadays, and like apps and stuff, like especially with AI.
Yeah.
I think a good example of this is with like women in STEM.
Yeah.
Like as a woman and a person of color in STEM, even though I'm Asian, that like it's more the woman thing.
Yeah.
Like I think that programmers. This sounds like I'm high, but like need to open their minds.
Sure.
They need it. Like I feel like everyone is kind of been relegated to a different category. In a lot of programmers' minds, like, oh, these kind of people do this, like very stereotypy.
They live in like kind of a very black and white world because of the nature of what they do, maybe.
Yeah, like binary, etc. It potentially, like, I also think it's because like recently it's gotten a lot better, like with other people, different kinds of people joining the tech world. But I think for a long time it was a problem because programmers were primarily white men from affluent areas who were able to afford a computer at a younger age, like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, he dropped out of college. He dropped out of college because he got one of the first computers, like when he was in his teens, and was able to learn stuff then.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was not an idiot, and he would have the money and freedom to be able to pursue that. You know?
Exactly.
Which it doesn't take away from what he did, but it's also like, dude, that's he was starting at a different starting line than you were.
Exactly.
You know?
Like he was able to start the video game with the tutorial and some cheats, whereas you were starting with no tutorial,
no controller,
a single stick.
Yeah. You were building the controller as you started playing.
Yeah, like. Which it just shows. I just think that, not that a lot of coders don't have hardship. I just think that it's a different kind than, and it's hard to be empathetic to other people's struggles when you've had struggles, obviously.
Sure.
But then you're like, well, other people's struggles can't be like mine. Which is true. They're not like yours, but they could be different or hard in a different way.
Yeah. They're not lesser because they're not yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think a big thing with coders is just empathy for other people that are different.
Do you think it's because they don't get out much? They don't get a lot of sunlight? They don't speak to people? They don't go out and dance or hang out with people or go to comedy maybe? Like they just code, and then when they log off of that, they log right back into League.
Yeah,
just fuel that depression.
Yeah, I could see that. I think a lot of times, something I hear a lot is people being like, "Oh, you don't seem like a programmer, or you don't act like a coder, like, or like have the personality." And I think oftentimes it's because I do go out to like and talk to people or go to comedy shows and try to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is something that everybody does, where it's just easier to stay with what you are comfortable with, like being in your home, like with your computer. Like I feel like a lot of programmers, not every programmer, but a lot, have been the victims of bullying throughout their lives.
Sure.
Especially as a kid. And so when they find a computer and like they're like, actually this is a place where I'm accepted and I belong, and they find their own niche corner of the internet and finally find that like sense of belonging, they don't really want to leave and see how other people are doing.
Yeah.
I think they found like, they found their tribe, their people. They found the people that they're supposed to be with, or like that think similarly. And I think once you find that and you find like what feels like home, it's hard to see other people. Yeah,
and I don't blame anybody that's experienced that for like finding a safe place and wanting to spend more time in that safe place. That's amazing. But I will say and offer a polite nudge of advice is like, don't, just because other people aren't in your tribe doesn't mean that they're not also people. You know what I mean? Like they also have the same kind of things. They're going through the same kinds of things that you're going through, just in a different lens, just in a different game. And maybe it's not behind the screen. It's at a coffee shop, or it's whatever their thing is. So I just think that's interesting that you say that, because I do think some of that I have noticed just in STEM in general. I was in a lot of STEM classes like growing up, and it's a very, I think because the nature of like a lot of the math and a lot of like I think you mentioned like the binary, like this or that, like the exactness of a lot of these things and the calculations and whatnot, that sort of that gets rewarded, and that's like a feedback loop where it's like, well, this thing has to be this thing. So then maybe the first information they get on a people or on a group, then it's like, well, that's what that is.
Yes.
And it's easier, and we all do this to an extent where it's like it's easier to put people in boxes because that's what your brain just wants to make sense of stuff. Yeah. And I get that. But as you're saying, go out to a comedy show, go do something fun, go say hello to a stranger, or just like smile at somebody, like leave the tri-monitor setup for a couple hours, and get outside. So I think that's interesting. That's interesting as somebody that works with them a bunch. What do you think is something that's misunderstood about coders?
I think something that's really misunderstood is that I feel like oftentimes like programmers are not put on a pedestal, but like seen as thinking a very specific way of like of definitely having your best interest in mind, or like
You think they're seen as, you think that people that aren't coders see them as people that have our best interests?
I think that people who aren't coders see technology as something that has our best interests in mind and don't necessarily consider the people behind it.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And
So-
would you maybe argue that they don't always have our best interests in mind? They're maybe just trying to make the most money that they can make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, probably.
Because like this Amazon, this is like super helpful, this is super useful, like it's obviously good for us because, but at the same time it's collecting so much data on you, etc. Like you are the product for some of it.
Yeah, have you seen that they do, like, now at Whole Foods you can pay with your hand
No,
if you're an Amazon Prime member?
I hate that.
That's
That
terrifying.
sounds awful.
Dude, and this is the thing too, like, I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I don't ever do that shit. And when you go, they'll ask it. So they always, I didn't understand this at first. I'll go to Whole Foods a decent amount, and they'll be like, "Are you an Amazon Prime member?" And I always just say no, knee jerk, because I'm just like, I don't want you to try to like get me to sign up for something. I don't know, da 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 da. And then I said no, however many times. And one time the cashier was like, "Oh, it's just so you get a discount." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We just give you a discount if you're an Amazon Prime member." And I'm like, "Oh, so if I do this, then Amazon is just going to take note of what my groceries are because I know he owns fucking Whole Foods." And I don't know, that doesn't, I know it doesn't really matter. Like, you guys are going to get my data somehow from somebody anyways. But I'm like, it is just crazy that, like, you're like, want to know the times of the week that I'm grocery shopping at, what I'm buying, when I'm buying it. Like, I don't know, something about that freaks me out.
No, it is freaky. And I feel like it's not like a conscious thing that most people think about. It's of like, it's not being conscious of like, oh, this technology definitely has my best interest. It's just like a subconscious assumption.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like,
we're like, oh, this is convenient, so I'm going to keep using it.
Yeah, like, oh, cool, I get a discount. And then there's like all the back end stuff that you just don't think about.
Well, because they have apps now. I know people that do you scan the receipts.
Yeah.
Right? You scan the receipts, and they gives you gift card every once in a while.
It does.
But it's like what are they doing with that shit? You know, I don't know. And so it freaks me out. And the other thing that freaks me out is like you have Amazon doing shit. You have like the phones. I mean, that's like super basic, but the phones listening to you. It's like you say, we're going to talk about what have we talked about today? I mean, we've talked about quite a few different things, but if we were talking about D&D was something we were maybe going to get into, right? If we started talking about D&D, I'm going to get some ads for some sort of like D&D miniatures or some board or something, whatever. And I will say the only thing I do like about the spying shit is when it comes to election season, I do love wasting Republicans' money.
That's true.
Because they'll send you so many things, and what I'll do is like I'll just like hover over the ad for a little longer, like if it's like TikTok and I'm scrolling, and they give me some dumbass ad, I'll let it play, fully knowing I'm not gonna do this shit. But I'm like, they're gonna set the Republican Party is now gonna pay to retarget me because they think that I interacted with this. And they're going to waste however much money on this trying to hope this is a conversion.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's so stupid and it cracks me up.
No, I think that's a great way of fighting back.
Yeah. It's just like, just waste their time, especially like if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm not really using, I was like, maybe I needed to be done scrolling anyways. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to leave this open and let that Republican ad keep playing. And they're going to keep giving it to me. And it's going to keep wasting money now.
Yeah, I think that's like I think that's a really great way to like because I feel like especially with this political landscape, not that I want to get into it because it's depressing. There's a lot of stuff. It's like, oh, I'm so small, I can't do much, but like just wasting a few cents, a few dollars. Like if all of us waste a few dollars, like that's a lot.
Dude, sign up for their text too. It's so hilarious, and they'll have a real volunteer sometimes. You think you're getting those robot texts. If you respond, it's usually like an actual volunteer. I'm sure now it's probably a GP, like some sort of chat GPT model. But like at the time, at least even last year, like they would like text me, and I would just be like, I'd be like, so what about this? And I would like send a graphic of like all of Kamala's like policies versus his, and they would be like, that's fake, liberal, whatever, da, 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 da. And they would like argue with me. And I'm like, dude, this person's getting paid right now, though. Like this person is on the clock getting paid. I'm sure now, again, it's probably not a person, But at least in that time, you know, it just cracked me up. I'm like, I'm gonna run this person around. Like whenever I have time at work, I'm gonna just shoot them a dumb text, and they're gonna waste money trying to convert me. It's like I'm not going for it, dude.
I think it's fun. I think that's a great thing.
It is fun. It's actually I'm a little psychotic, but it is fun. Speaking of crazy shit, people are bringing back 2026 is the new 2016 is what people are saying and doing on Instagram. Have you seen the 2016 dumps?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do 2016 dump?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun? That looks fun.
It's fun, but it's so cringe.
What was so cringy about 2016? Looking back 10 years later, what do you look back and you're like, oh my god, why was I doing this, or why were we collectively doing blank?
Oh, 2016, that was my fedora, like, Fall Out Boy phase.
You did not have a fedora!
I had a collection of fedoras.
No!
Yeah.
How many fedoras?
Like 5 or 6. I had a red one that I would wear at Christmas, and I had a striped one. Yeah.
You were keeping the fedora business afloat.
Yeah. And I would, like, that was I would wear a fedora and a bow tie. That was my insanely nerdy stuff.
Okay. This is something I've always wondered about people that are able to don the fedora. Where did you see it and think that looked cool? Because you had to see it on somebody else and go, I think that's awesome. Whether or not you thought you could pull it off or not, you go, that looks cool. Where did you see it on someone that looked good?
You know the band Fall Out Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. I was like super into them, and don't be disappointed with me. I'm already disappointed in myself.
Fall Out Boy's cool. They got some hits. I respect the hits.
They do. I think they're cooler now, but this was like back. This was when they were way more emo, pop punk, whatever.
What's like a song? What were you thinking? Like 2016. I feel like they were super mainstream at that point.
Yeah, but I was in my emo phase, so I was like.
What were the songs? What were the big ones at the time? Wasn't it like what is it?
What is time?
Centuries? That's like super pop.
Immortals. Well, I listened to their like I started listening to their like popular like pop songs, and then I was like, I like this. So then I went back into their old stuff, and so, for some god knows what reason, I found Patrick Stump with a fedora, and I was like, this is the height of fashion. This is who I am now.
Yeah, dude, holy shit.
And I was like, nobody else wears fedoras, which I should have thought. Mm-hmm. I should have been like, why don't anyone? Why does no one wear fedoras nowadays? But in my 15-year-old brain, I was 15.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna be so cool because nobody else does this. Like, so quirky. No, like, I was like, no one does this, so I should do it. That's the obvious response.
Like,
which
regularly.
Is not.
You wore them regularly.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to say how many times out of the week did you think you donned a fedora?
Like twice, but I also went to a uniformed Catholic school.
All right, so maybe you were repressed a little bit. So you were trying to.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably one of the best things, because that meant I didn't wear the fedoras to school that much.
Yeah. Good. Thank God, dude.
I
Holy
know.
Shit. That's
God
hilarious.
was looking out for me.
I was not expecting fedora to be a reason, because that wasn't like a 2016 trend of anything.
That was not. That was a me trend.
Yeah. One of the things that I wore that was pretty embarrassing looking back was I had those shirts that they had like the I'm gonna stand up here for a sec. They had like the swoop down here, like they were like long, and then they were like rounded on the sides, if you know what I mean. Pull that up.
It sounds like you have a handle.
No. Look at the tier list there. Go to pull up a YouTube new tab there, and 2016 long men's shirts. We're gonna see some crazy stuff here, and then you're gonna have to click tier list again so they can see it, because it switches sometimes when we type numbers in there. Tier list there. Yep. Okay. No, like 2016, what were they, like fitness, or maybe like a fitness shirt. Yeah, look at this shit. I didn't have one like that, but that was 2016.
With the flap?
Yeah, like I had the ones with like it was like rounded at the bottom, but they were super long like that, and then people would wear the skinny jeans. I will say,
untuck it shirts. They were like the ones that were like made to be untucked. Those ones.
That was like Shark Tank. That was like those are like more businessy. Though.
Oh, okay. But like that's kind of.
That was around the same time, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that is the most 2016 shit. That, and then like one of those long pea coats. People would wear like a pea coat on top of that.
Oh.
Like if big gym guys would wear the pea coat on top of that. Yeah, dude. 2016. If there's something you could bring back from 2016, what would you bring back? You can go back to 2 there.
Harambe.
Harambe? That's a good pick.
Because everything, the timeline got messed up because that stupid gorilla died.
Well, dude, I was pissed because I think it comes down to Chicago is like the center of the universe, and people were saying that when the Cubs broke the curse and won the World Series in 2016, that is sort of what put us on the wrong timeline. We shifted timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harambe gets killed and all this stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Trump, everything, COVID, all this shit. And if the Bears could have kept this magic alive and won the Super Bowl, it was supposed to
put us back on there. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God.
I saw a video about that this weekend and I was like, dude, we're going to do it. And then I'm watching the game and then Caleb fucking makes a Madden 2010 throw where he's not even facing the right. I'm like, oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We tied the game. I'm like, we're going to fucking do it. The world's going to heal. Andrew Tate lost his fight earlier this year.
Yeah.
Jake Paul got knocked out. I'm like, things are looking up.
Which is great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's up in the air right now whether things are really going to go back. But Harambe is a good pick.
Yeah.
I think I would bring back us having a mainstream.
Ooh.
We don't have like a mainstream anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's like everything is so, which is great. Like there's so many different pockets and like people can have like these niche interests. But it is interesting. It's like other than people that were famous prior to like 2019-ish, like there's people that can be like massive mega stars to like a few million, like not even a few millions of people, and you have no idea like who they are. And I think there's a beauty in that. I think that's really cool about the internet, but also I do get a little bummed. Like I remember when 2016 Instagram, like I remember Jennifer Aniston joining Instagram. That was like a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was 2016. It was around that time. Like when a celebrity got on Instagram, it was like a big deal.
That was around the time of the Ellen selfie that broke the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there was like it does suck because now like people have community and they have these like tight knit communities in all these different corners of the internet, which is great. I think we need that, but it sucks that there isn't anything like necessarily super super good or like dope that is like mainstream that everybody from all those corners we can all look at and be like, look at that thing.
Oh yeah, to like bring people together.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I think that like you do lose that a little bit, and not that I don't really care that much. I didn't grow up during a time where it was like necessarily going on all the time, but when you think back to like the biggest like sitcoms or like the biggest like TV shows in like the 90s or 2000s, like everybody was talking about those things. So it was something that like kind of brought everybody together. But also they were fucking cooking back then. Now we got like Netflix slop.
Oh yeah, and then the good ones they cancel after one season
because they can't pay anybody, because they make everything for dirt cheap and it's bullshit, and they find a bunch of no-name actors, and then they hit the jackpot and they're like, great, this is amazing, and they can't do a second season because they don't want to pay anybody, because they were like, shit, we were kind of just trying to pump out garbage so people would stay subscribed. Like,
have you heard about all that stuff with like Netflix being like, oh, we want our shows to be so that people can watch their phone and still know what's going on.
It's a secondary viewing experience.
Yes.
So that's why when you watch some of these new Netflix shows, they suck so bad, and the dialogue is trash. It'll be like, we've been talking now for about an hour.
Yeah.
And it would be like you're 3 episodes in, and this is the main character and their sister, who they've already had a million scenes together with, and they'll be like, oh, hey, V, did you check in with Rachel, our mom, about this? Like, it has to, like, dumb it down and re-explain to you in every line of dialogue who these characters are, just in case you're fucking gooning to some TikToker at the same time as you're watching this shit. Like, no, bro. Like, can we just... No, dude. No. Netflix is so garbage. Everybody should... I mean... I can't stand it. I did like a rant on Netflix like a couple years ago where I was just like breaking down just to showcase how much they had like raised their prices over the years and how much they had taken away in like features and IPs and like what you're getting for what you're paying. It is like one of the least valuable streamers in my opinion.
It is. It sucks. And the only reason I still have it is I enjoy watching their true crime stuff.
Oh, sure.
But even that's going downhill nowadays. Like Hulu has good stuff, but like Hulu's also like getting disintegrated, and like they're just using Disney Plus, which sucks because Hulu has a way better UI.
Yeah.
Like Disney has terrible UI, and it's the worst.
No, I know. I hate too. Like, sometimes I forget my Hulu login and it'll like log me out of my TV, but my Disney one like never logs me out. So then I have to like go. If I'm like, fuck, I don't want to reset the password right now. So then I just log into Disney. I just click to Disney.
Yeah.
And then I go to Hulu through Disney, and it's worse. And I'm like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I don't know why they didn't. I think that people are dumb.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to streaming, because why? I've told you this, but like my just as a side note is like I'm getting my master's in like human computer interaction and making things more accessible.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Hulu like UI user interface versus the Disney one, like it's so much more intuitive. It's not like it's not like the best by any standards, but it's pretty good. Like you can maneuver. And then Disney is just awful, and they try so hard to tailor to you, but in doing so it's too personalized, and you don't know, there's nothing intuitive about figuring out how to navigate it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the same thing too with like I do think like Netflix does try to make like because I'm kind of bitching about there not being a mainstream. Netflix will do the thing where it's like number 1 and number 2, like they have like their top 10 in the world, and HBO has that too on theirs, which is I appreciate. But like aside from that, you're right, everything is so curated that there is never like, you don't even, as soon as I miss out on a show, like, and then it's already like people were all talking about it because it like the algorithm was like, well, you, based on everything else we know about you, you won't like Severance, so we're gonna show you all this other shit. Who the fuck are you to tell me I don't like Severance, bro? Let me check out Severance.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting recommended that? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And it definitely feeds into like what we were talking about earlier of like people just not, it enables not having to interact with people who are different with you, or media that shows things that are different from you, like different thoughts, different ideas. I also think that the lack of maybe lack of a mainstream, I don't really know better words for it, I guess it has shown I guess the over personalization has made it so that there's no, this sounds so boomery, manners, like human decency on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Of like people will just comment shit.
Crazy shit.
Yeah. And it's like, why would you say that? Like, that's not polite. That's not that, like, you should have a little bit of manners.
Yeah.
There's this whole analogy, and it's called I want to say the donut shop analogy, where it's like a donut shop will post about their donuts, and then someone will come up to them and be like, I don't like your donuts. Like someone comes up in person being like, I don't like your donuts. Why don't you have stuff for people who don't like donuts?
Yeah.
And the donut shop's like, because we're a donut shop.
Yeah.
And that's how it is online.
Yeah.
Like people will be like, why isn't this for me? Like we're so used to things being curated to us.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That it's like this donut shop is posting about donuts. Why don't you not post about donuts? Find something that posts about bagels. Like what?
Yeah, like this is not for you. Yeah, dude, I can't. That's actually a great way to putting it, because there's so many times, especially with like, we do a podcast. It's a comedy podcast, and I'm a white dude, so like, so many times people just be like, dude doesn't need a fucking podcast. Like not everybody needs a podcast. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, again, it's like this. Okay, your For You page missed, dog. Your For You page missed. Mine misses every once in a while. I get like a beheading video, and I'm like, yo, Instagram Reels is insane. I gotta get off of this app. But it's like I don't leave a hate comment. I just keep moving. I keep it pushing. I look for the things that I do like. But it's crazy. We're so used to things being, because of all the data they have on us, that it usually is hidden. It's like crack every couple of scrolls, that it's like we don't get something and people are just like, this is not my bubble. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, like, it's like, why? Yeah,
I don't know. It's silly to me. So I bring back, that was something else I would bring back from 2016 is like, it first off, Instagram when it was like sequential. Yeah. God, I
miss that.
Oh man, it's like they refuse to do it because they want to keep up with TikTok and all this other shit. But it's like, dude, if they just did that and it like you hit like an end.
Yeah.
I think if they straight up had that like a regular timeline that was like in order, and then they had their curated page, people would still use the curated page, because I hate Instagram Reels, and I avoid it at all costs, no matter how many times they move where the fucking button is to trick me into getting on that app. I still avoid the shit out of it, but there's tons of people that do love it.
Yeah.
But you know what I would love, and what everybody did love about Instagram, was that it was fucking, you could scroll and you would get to the end.
Yeah.
And it felt so good. It was like back in the day when you only had like 20 people on Snapchat and you would get through all their stories.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I got to get through everybody's stories. And I would kind of watch everybody because I knew everybody at that point.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, man, Instagram used to be dope, and it's just not.
It's not. And I hate that I have to use it to promote comedy and stuff. And because otherwise I feel like I wouldn't. I try those like app detoxes or like lock your Instagram.
I have that too, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because then I'll get a DM from someone being like, would you like to do the show? And I'm like, I want to jump on that immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
But Instagram doesn't let you just do that.
Notification, yeah. I know, it's so frustrating. I just think, I think to tie it all up with in a bow with the 2016 thing, this trend on Instagram is just, it's like nostalgic and beautiful in a way, and kind of sad because you're like, damn, like this is not what it was.
Yeah.
And like, it's so fun when you see people posting their 2016 dumps. It looks so fun. Like, it's like, man, Instagram was like this cool thing at the time that like where we would just like share the best parts of our life in like a fun way. And even not even always the best, sometimes it was casual, whatever, but it was like, it was more pure. And I think because obviously a company, they want to make money and they got to sell ads and they got to
keep you on the app,
they got to keep you there. So then it turned into what it is now, and it's just like a reminder. It's like a sad slap in the face of like, yo, that's how it used to feel, this is where we at now. And it's like,
And it sucks because every time I say something like that, I'm like, I feel like a boomer. But I feel like we've fast tracked, like, because like boomers or older generations are like, back in my day. And like, I'm not that old. I'm in my mid-20s. Like, I'll be like, back when I was like in my teens, it wasn't like this. Like,
I do think the generational gaps, I mean, I think they're like, they're shortening because of technology specifically and social media, where like I even would argue that like Gen Z specifically, that there's like two generations in Gen Z. It's like the people that were in high school before COVID and people that went to high school during or after.
Yeah.
Because it's so different. Because like I graduated, I was in my third year of college when COVID happened.
Yeah.
Or going into my third year of college. And so it's like, I got to do high school. I got to go to proms and homecomings, and then I went to college. I got to see what that was like before COVID. Yeah. And obviously it sucked still graduate, like having to go through it, finishing it through COVID. But it felt at that time like it was this like thing we're just doing right now.
Yeah.
Whereas like kids that like were in high school while that was going on, or now after, where like half of their classes are now online, like they're doing like this hybrid thing, and
there's no snow days.
That sucks, dude. Like, if I got my snow days taken away, I would
be so
I
upset.
can't say what I would say because I'm a white guy and statistically we're the ones that do it the most. But that, you know what I mean? That is not good. We got we got Y4L Morris Young says, I stopped using IG to push my content. They don't pay us but run ads on our content. I agree.
Yeah.
I got a beef with TikTok too about that too, because TikTok we like the clips from the podcast specifically will kind of do some numbers every once in a while, and we don't get any money off that, and they run hella ads on my shit.
Ugh.
They run I get them on my, like when I'm on my personal account, my video will show up and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna let this play so I get the view or whatever. Yeah. And I'll get a fucking ad at the end of my video. It'll be like, ad starts in 5 seconds. I'm like, yo, who's getting paid for this? Because I didn't get paid.
God.
Yeah. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know what else I'd bring back? I'd bring back the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
No.
Minus the ice bucket. I think more people just...
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. I did that with one of my friends in her backyard. We don't talk anymore, but like...
Were they an egg too?
Not that I know of. They probably could be.
We should check in. They could be.
I probably should check in. They were probably an egg.
But that's what I mean about mainstream. Like that was like social media.
It was cool.
Was cool and it was funny and like it was cringe, but it was like it was innocent and it was fun and everybody was doing it. Like LeBron James did the ice bucket challenge.
It unified us. And there's like, of course, there's the bad of like whatever. Like people were more depressed because it had this idealistic show of everybody else's life. But I think that you can miss all the good things and also acknowledge that, hey, there were a lot of bad things.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times when you talk about nostalgic things, like you're like, oh, I miss this good thing, and people are like, well, it was also bad. Yeah, well, dude, that's the other thing when you talk about the internet and with people with comments. Yeah, that is my least favorite thing now. Is that no matter what you say, someone will go, well, actually, and it's like, holy shit, dude, holy shit. Yeah.
Like they're like if you're like I'm a bartender and a server, right? So like if I make a video being like this would be, I wouldn't necessarily say this exactly, but if I'm like, yo, like 20% is like, that's the pretty standard tip. Like that's like, if you go out, like you should tip 20% if your service is good or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone will be like, well, actually in my state of blah, 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 or actually in this, or you'll be like, dude, people with, I don't even know, like it'll be some stupid shit. And they'll be like, well, my dad's a cop and he said da 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 da, and it's like, oh my God, dude, like I wasn't talking about you. If I wasn't talking about you, I wasn't talking about you.
Or people will be like, hey, this is why, like, tipping shouldn't exist. Tipping culture shouldn't exist. Like, that's why you shouldn't tip. And it's like, that's not, like, yeah, tipping culture shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
But also, it does, and there's other ways to fight tipping culture than not tipping your
Yeah. Don't tip the server that's getting $2.33 because that'll teach the restaurant owner who's a millionaire to pay them more. They literally had somebody, we had like this is insane. A server at the restaurant that I was at was serving a table, and we had a policy, like if it was a party over 5, like it's auto gratuity. It's like 5 or 6. It's a kind of expensive place. You know, if you're running up a $250 bill, $300 bill, the server's taking care of 5-6 people, like or more, they should be compensated for that. So it's an automatic gratuity. There's not a choice, but you don't have to tip on top of that. Then it's just taken care of.
Yeah.
And this dude, of course, he had the flag on his left shoulder or whatever, like one of those T-shirts that don't fit well. And
it was the gay pride flag, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And he's got the pit viper glasses on the back of his hat as well, and just he starts throwing this fit about this auto gratuity being on there, and he wants to talk to a manager, and he starts yelling at the manager, and he's like I should be able to determine how much I want to tip. And they're like, well, normally you do, right? It's just when you have a party, you have 6 people here, that's our policy, like I'm sorry, like that's what it is. And he like threw this fit up and down. He's like, it's not my job to pay your employees. He's like, I'm doing this as a favor for you guys, because if I don't tip you, then you're not going to work here. And then your boss is going to have to pay people more money. Like he's going to have to pay you more if he wants to keep you here.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, hey, dude, I hate to break it to you. And so he threw this fit and cried and bitched and moaned until the manager took off the gratuity. And he ended up then tipping like 12% or something like that. So he ended not doing the 20% that would have been guaranteed. And his reasoning was because then it will force the owner to pay you more.
Which is not how that works.
It's just not true. Like, the owner gets paid off the price of the meal.
Mm-hmm.
And they already got paid that. You just now
care.
Didn't pay this person who, again, gets paid $2.33 or whatever an hour.
Yeah,
so
at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, you're not hurting the people at the top.
Yeah, I do love that. And it's also, they're all talk, guys like that. They are all talk. The Harlem Shake Challenge, dude, or the Mannequin Challenge. Oh, my God.
The Mannequin Challenge.
Dude.
Oh,
Good
my God.
shit,
that
dude.
Was amazing.
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. So you have the Ice Bucket Challenge. You had the Mannequin Challenge. You had the Harlem Shake. What was another one? Dude, do you remember the what was the Nasty song by T Wayne or whatever? It was like, first let me hop out the motherfucking port, and everybody would do that. Dude, that shit was hard as fuck at the time, bro. Oh my God. I remember people would get to school early.
Yeah.
Just somebody would have like some subs like rigged up in the back of their car. They'd open the trunk up and everybody would get out there just fucking dude, it's the stupidest shit. But it was fun. Yeah. It was fun. And now it's like, I mean, I guess I do like, I fuck with the brain rot. I know people hate the brain rot. I do love the brain rot. It's funny. I like that they have that. But it just, there's not as much of it IRL.
Yeah.
And I do think that's the thing where
to bring people together.
Yeah. I think like 2016, around the 2016 era, social media enhanced life. Whereas now, social media sort of that is your main life, and then you sort of live your other life around that. Yeah, and I think that's just a little sad, but that's kind of all I have on that.
Yeah, and something I think is sad, like going off that point, is like, and I'm guilty of this, of like the phone eats first.
Oh yeah.
Of like, oh, take your picture first, and I personally, like, I will take one picture and then put my phone away and then send it to one of my friends who lives in Boston to be like, hey, look at my food, be jealous. Because he does that to me. But I don't understand the whole, like, taking a picture, making it look perfect, and then posting it immediately while your food's getting...
Doing a collage for your story?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I do social media, and I do graphics for, like, business and shit. I'm like, that took you at least 45 minutes to do.
Yeah, your food's cold now.
Or even the fact that, like, that you saved that and then did it later before you went to sleep. Like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, like, do you not have a life? Don't you have friends?
Yeah, like, I do love, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago with my editor, Molly. I loved the fact that like with Snapchat, like I do the phone eats first.
Yeah.
And I like taking a quick picture if I'm at a concert, take a video or two and then enjoy the concert, whatever. Because I love like when you document stuff like that and then just save it to memories, because then you get like the every year, you get this on this date last year or this date 6 years ago. Like that's so fun. It's just kind of like a quick little hit of nostalgia whenever. That's cool. Now you can't even get that because Snapchat is trying to make money. So now they're going to charge you for your memories. So they're going to delete all my memories in however many months from now. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. All of social media is worse now. It's all worse. It's just yeah, it is. So I'll segue so I don't just keep rambling like a boomer on that. What did I want to get to? Do you know who Clavicular is?
I don't think so.
You know the looks maxing community? Have you heard of looks maxing?
Yeah.
This is like their leader.
Oh boy.
Maybe I shouldn't call him the leader. I don't know if he's really led anything in his life. He is this guy Clavicular is short for or they call him Clav for short. He is famous in the looks maxing community for he like rates people on their looks, and he gives them like a number. He's done this thing called bone smashing, so where he like hits his face really hard, like you basically through swelling and like breaking of your face, like you give yourself better cheekbones.
That's stupid.
It's just really, I mean, people call him insecurity final boss a lot, at least on my side of the internet. There's another side of the internet that really likes what he's doing.
There always is.
He's big on, I believe it's crystal meth for losing weight. That's like another thing of his. So just, you know the red pill guys? Are you familiar with the red pill? So he's sort of joined forces with those guys now. Like he's sort of found a home with them. So this past weekend, I just saw this Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Clavicular, Nick Fuentes, if you know who that is.
Mm-hmm. This list gets worse and worse.
The Fresh and Fit podcast, if you're familiar with them, they're the guys that are really ugly that sit with like a group of women that are like 20 years old and OnlyFans models, and they just like shit on them for, I don't know, even though maybe they're mad about the prices of the subscription because they definitely are the only people that would pay for it. It's like you're the target demos, guys. I don't know. Those guys all teamed up together. They went to a club in Miami and they, I guess, convinced the DJ or paid the DJ to play Kanye West's Hail Hitler song in the club this past weekend.
Oh god.
And I just didn't know if you knew any of those guys, any of those characters. But you're familiar with a couple of them, it sounds like.
A couple of them. I try to stay away from that side of stuff because it pisses me off and makes me so sad.
Yeah, doesn't it bum you out a little bit?
Yeah.
That's what, like, my thing, and I've said this too many times on this show, so I gotta stop saying it, but I'll try to make this the last time. The thing that bums me out the most about these guys is, like, they're not cool, and I just wish that we had better, especially because I know, like, their target demo is, like, young men, and it bums me out that, like, that's, like, the role models that young men have.
Yeah.
Like, because there are, even, like, in a traditional masculinity sense, like, there are people that you can look up to that, like, are just, like, just straight up masculine men. Like, I looked up to, like, I loved the Rocky movies growing up. Sylvester Stallone, like, I loved those movies, loved the shit out of those movies. Those are all good themes in those movies. It's like hard work. It's like caring about your family, caring about the people close to you, like good stuff. Whereas like these guys, like this guy is teaching you to like change everything about yourself because you're not. I don't know. It's weird because obviously yes, if you look better, there's a part of life that sure some people may treat you differently. But like if you're going as far as to do that, and then somehow that aligns with like hating women, hating marginalized groups, and all these other things, it's like whoa. The same thing with the Tate brothers. I know people with college degrees that like the Tate brothers because they're like, well, dude, they talk so much good stuff about fitness and bettering yourself and whatever. I'm like, dude, that's like one sentence. If I could sum them up in a 5-paragraph essay, that's like one sentence is that like they also work out. The rest is like they keep women hostage in their basement.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what part of that is like alpha, dude. If I have to like capture women.
Which is like, I mean, I think it's pretty alpha as in the sense of that study was debunked because that's how wolves in captivity function.
Isn't that true? Yeah, it was disproven, right? That they don't, even in the wild, that's not even a real thing.
No, that's how wolves in captivity, they functioned at that one specific time. So I think that particular part meshes with the whole keeping women captive, but not in a good way. That's a bad thing. Like, I feel like the thing that always sticks with me is that personally, me and a lot of my female friends, we've dated some really ugly, terrible guys.
Sure.
So, like, I don't understand this whole movement because, like, if you're just nice to someone, like, there's a chance that you'll, like, find someone.
Yeah.
And like, if you're just nice to, like, a woman or something, like, I'm not saying that she owes you anything for being nice. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if you are, one, a good person, and two, like, authentic to yourself and not just following these people like sheep, like, eventually you'll find someone for you.
Yeah.
Which is, like, boring, and it takes a lot of work, and it leaves a lot up to chance, which I know a lot of people, myself included, like to have control in your lives.
Yeah.
And I think that these guys like Andrew Tate give control to guys like this, when it's just like, if you're just a decent fucking person, like, these wouldn't be problems.
Also, yeah, I think it's so true, because the thing is, you're also gonna meet, even if you're not always, like, in a romantic sense, you're gonna have just better relationships in general.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not seeing every dude as competition, if you're not, like, like, you're gonna be way less insecure, because you're gonna have community. You're gonna have people that build you up because of who you are, not because of some character that you're trying so hard to play. Like, I think that's really sad. I also think too, like, when that, with the mindset of this, where it was like you're getting somebody, or you're trying to, like, I guess, like, trick everybody that you're something that you're not, to get people to like you. Like, how many times have we seen stories in film and TV where it's like, that's not what that person likes, then they find out the truth, and they're like, whoa, that's not who you are, you lied this whole time. I mean, that's Aladdin. That's the movie Aladdin. Like, she likes Aladdin. He didn't need to be a prince. Yeah. Right? Obviously, that, whatever. But it's like, it just makes me sad. And I don't think, also, do these guys ever think about, like, what if you don't, like, just because somebody is you find someone attractive, doesn't mean that they're good for you. Yeah. If you're a guy too, right? So it's like, don't, like, I feel like there's this thing with Tates, with the Tates and the red pillars, of, like, they just, like, want to be next to a young, attractive woman, and it's like, hey, guys, like, that also won't fulfill you if that's all that is to you.
Yeah. It's like, looks are fleeting. Like, you can take care of yourself, and you should take care of yourself, but, like, if you're only with someone for the looks, like there's a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio jokes out there, but at this point it should not be a joke, because he's like, what, 50, 60?
I think he's almost 50. Yeah.
He was just seen with a 19-year-old.
That's just crazy,
like,
bro.
That's like, the jokes are funny, but also it's kind of skirting the whole thing of this. He's a predator at this. Like,
it's also kind of, my thing in the less so of the predator thing is, like, also, it's, like, sad.
Yeah.
Isn't it, like, sad? It's like, like I think of, like I know people, it's a privilege to grow old with someone. Like, I know that's very hard. Not everybody gets that. And I'm not saying that, like, if you don't get that you're a loser or you're sad or whatever. But I'm saying, like, it is a sad scene to be, like, in your 50s or even in late 40s, whatever. And, like, you can only get a 19 or 20-year-old. Like, that's what you keep around. Like, I just don't know, like. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to 19, 20-year-olds, but it's like, for me, I'm 27. No. Like, if I was around a 19-year-old, like, I'm not saying that there's not some wisdom I can't give them, maybe, but, like, there's not a whole lot that they're going to be filling into my cup.
No, you're not at the same place in life. Like, yeah. Like, I feel like age gap relationships are fine or whatever, as long as you guys are in similar spots in life. And if you're not, then there's a terrible power dynamic. Like, my partner and I, we were 6 years apart. Okay. Which is
that's pretty big. Yeah.
It's, like, significant, but we're both, like, mentally have done enough work that we're at the same point. We have enough trauma that we're, but, like, like, at the same part of life, so it's not as weird.
Yeah, I mean, if there's, like, a fucking 45-year-old established person in their career, been working for years and years, they have lots of money, they have a house and car or whatever, and you're a 19-year-old that just got done having study hall. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Problems
like,
are different.
They're very different, and it's like, of course that person seems like they have a lot to offer, because because you're a kid still. Yeah. You don't have anything. You don't have a 401k. No. Like, it's just different. You know, it just is.
And, like, if the only thing that this younger person that you're dating, if the only thing that they're giving you is ego boosts, then you need ego death. Like, you need to go to therapy, put in the work, and figure out why you need all this validation to feel like your life is fulfilled. Because if someone's only in your life because they're easy to like manipulate or groom, or like they will give you the ego boost, the compliment, the praise that you want, maybe you should look at yourself and be like, why am I only getting this from people whose frontal lobes haven't developed yet?
Yeah. Like, and also like, why do I need that so bad? Because at the end of the day, like, when you, even if you're snuggled up in bed with them, when you close your eyes, like, you're alone with you.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't matter how many of those 19, 20-year-olds that you're bagging into your 50s, if you're not happy, you're still gonna not be happy.
Yeah.
If you're still insecure, it doesn't matter how many double joint knee surgeries you go through to be 6'3" now, or he wants to get like a double jaw surgery, this clavicular guy. And he's kind of scary looking because I know stuff about him. Maybe I'm trying to, like, I can't really judge him unbiasedly because I know so much about him. But like, he's an okay looking guy. Like, I don't know that he needs to do a double jaw surgery. Like, dude, like, you're never gonna, like, when you close your eyes at night and you have dreams of yourself, I don't know that you're gonna have the double jaw surgery, man. When you think about, does this woman like love me for me, or does she love me for whatever? Like, you're gonna be fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it.
There's no surgery for fulfilling your, like, finding fulfillment.
Yeah. No.
It's hard and it sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. Suck. But we're working on it. What, before we were at around that time, what is there anything we didn't get to today that you wanna get off your chest, or you wanna let the people know?
No, I'm nothing. I mean, I guess with Battyville, that is the fourth Sunday of the month at Lincoln Lodge.
Excellent.
At 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So it'd be great if anyone wanted to come to that.
And we got your link down below, so they can tap in with you there, and they can see all your other dates for other shows and whatnot too.
Yeah, and February, you should come to this one if it wasn't. We're in Milwaukee. It's in Chicago. But February is Oops All Drag All Burlesque.
Oh,
so we have all drag performers, all burlesque for our February show. It's gonna be great, and our headliners are drag kings. So I'm really excited about them.
Yo, okay.
Because I feel like drag queens, amazing, love them, but there aren't as many drag kings that I feel like.
Where did you find them?
The internet.
Yeah, there you go.
I did a show with them, and they're so funny and they're great. I believe they're Drag King Supremacy on Instagram.
Whoa,
that's their group. But so excited to have them. They're gonna be great.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll be starting another show called Roll for Comedy at the Annoyance.
Oh, okay.
Don't know when it'll be, but like that'd be cool.
What's that gonna be?
It's gonna be a mix of D&D and comedy. So we're gonna have stand-up comedians come on the show and roll a d20, a 20-sided die.
Yeah.
And that will give them either a buff or a challenge to their their stand-up performance.
Okay, wow. Some improv going in there too.
A little
That's
bit, just a sprinkling. So it'll be quite fun.
Yeah, that'll be very neat. Well, V, it was great to meet you, and I'm grateful that you were able to make the trip and hang out with us today.
It's so cold, but this is very fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun for me. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in live, as well as people that are listening or viewing days after, either here on YouTube or over on Spotify. I want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. They should be up on the screen right now if you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access, as well as exclusive access to videos where I mix and master every single one of my songs, extra podcasts and more. Go to patreon.com/Darren Rita, and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. Also want to say a quick shout out to Alpine House 2 for sponsoring another episode of the show, as well as Impulse Cameras. Both those guys are linked down below, so check out our sponsors too. Helps us out a ton. Yay. And with all that stuff being said, this has been the 342nd episode of the Detox Podcast. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.